What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video here with our special guest Lieutenant Dan. So as you guys saw in that intro, got the frame, a lot of it all done up with Seal. And if you didn't see my last video, Seal is the product I'm using to treat the surface rust on pretty much every part of this Jeep so far. So if you haven't seen that video, go watch that video to see the process of how to use it. I am a huge fan of this product. It works really well, and I've used other products, but I'm really liking this. So let's give you guys a good look. I'm going to interject right here real quick. On my last video, I had a lot of people asking why I didn't use Chassis Saver or Pour 15. If you guys have been with the channel for a while, you know on the OG Crew Cab I use Chassis Saver. I'm a big fan of Chassis Saver and Pour 15. The thing you have to understand is those are two different classes of products for rust. Chassis Saver, Pour 15, a couple different products are in the category of a rust encapsulator. So the idea behind that is that you paint it over that surface rust, and it basically creates a coat that prevents air from getting to the rust so the rust can't spread and grow anymore. Seal is in the classification of a rust converter, and there's many different types of rust converters as well. I researched many of those types, and Seal is the one I wanted to try, but this type of rust treatment actually converts the rust chemically and changes the formula of that rust, so essentially it shouldn't progress and grow anymore. Now with a rust converter, you do have to paint over it with something, and you will see in this video I use an enamel based tractor paint by Rust-Oleum because it's durable, it's cheap, and it can somewhat act as an encapsulator as well. Not quite as much as Chassis Saver or Pour 15, but having the rust converted with the Seal and then this enamel paint on top of it is a good combination. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put my paint layer down, and the paint I'm using is Rust-Oleum tractor paint. It's very durable, it's an enamel-based paint, and this product acts as a primer for it. So it's a great choice for that. So what we're gonna do is start putting that paint down everywhere that we've already done the Seal and get that all covered in paint, and then we can move on to different spots, such as the leaf springs, the axles. I do need to get the transfer case and transmission all cleaned off really well, and then we're gonna put a jack under the transmission and get the cross member / skid plate for the transmission. And move up here and get some of this stuff with the Seal as well. But what I want to do is get everything that I've done Seal on so far all painted. Alright, so here is the product we're going to use, and this is the Seal that we treated the rust with. Now we're going to use Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement paint in gloss black. I wish they had a satin or a flat black, but they don't, but this will work fine. So let's get to putting this on everywhere that we've treated the rust. Get it taken care of. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll probably do one more coat on there. And then once that's all done, I'm gonna work on cleaning off the leaf springs, the transmission pan, the transmission, the transfer case, and then we'll get all those treated for rust and painted. The frame up to the motor mounts is done, and that is rust converter and painted with the Rust-Oleum tractor paint, which I'm really happy with. It's very durable. And then last night I pulled the tires off and I did the axle, the leaf springs, the drums, the inner hubs, everything, top, bottom, everything. I did part of the drive shaft. Wasn't sure if I should even do that. I didn't get down into the U-joints because I didn't want that to actually mess with the U-joints. I may at some point get in there and fine tune and get some rust converter in there. But anyways, this is all just rust converter so far. The core seal, I guess is a better way to call it, kind of converts it and seals it. So what I'm gonna do, I still have to put the black paint on all this, on the leaf springs and the axle that I put the core seal on. So that's the next step. I'll probably get to that tonight and let it dry overnight, put a couple coats on. And then I want to get the pan out, so I'll just put a jack under the transmission to hold it up. I'll pull the pan out, wire wheel that, treat that, and then paint that. And that'll be really nice, have that all done. And then we can keep moving forward and get everything in front of the motor mounts, the front leaf springs, all the steering components, can use the core seal on that. And just get everything as far as the chassis goes, all treated and converted and painted. I've told you this before, the better way to do this would have been to pull everything off, pull the axles off, pull the drums off, pull the drive shafts off, and really just tear it completely down to the frame. But I've also told you I'm not going to do a full frame off restoration. This is going to be good enough for my purposes. This isn't going to be a show Jeep. This is going to be something fun to take the kids out into the mountains during the weekends and just have fun with it, drive it around town. It's not going to be a show vehicle. It's still going to turn out really nice, but it's not going to be a frame off restoration. So we are almost done with treating the frame and everything that's part of the rolling chassis. So as soon as we're done with that, basically what I'm going to do is move it over to a different spot in the garage and bring the tub in and start doing metal work and taking care of some rust on that. That's not going to be all core seal because there's going to be some spots where we actually have to replace some metal. So anyways, though, it's turned out really good. I am really happy with it. This Jeep is going to have a new life, I think it's safe to say. Also got the dirt bike torn apart over here. That'll be a complete separate video. I'm going to do a full video on the whole rebuild of that. So it's going to be more of a tutorial video. So if you're not interested in that, that's okay. I'm doing it more for those who are interested in that type of dirt bike, who want to do a top-end rebuild on the dirt bike. I think it'll be more interesting to do a full, long rebuild video than break it up into parts and do kind of a vlog style video with it. So if that's not your thing, that's fine. It'll be for those who are wanting that information, but that'll be a great video if you're looking to do top-end rebuild on any 4-stroke. All right, time for a little update here. So like we saw before, the frame, everything, the rear portion's done. I wire wheeled and rust treated and then painted all the seat brackets. This is for the rear seat. the passenger seat and then the driver's seat. So those look really nice. And then we get to where we're at currently. So this is the transmission skid plate / cross member. Got it pulled off, wire wheeled it. Right now it's got the core seal on it, converting the rust. But getting this off was a chore. There's 6 bolts that hold it on. 4 of the 6 broke off. So let's get down here. So on this side, we got 1, 2, 3, and 2 of these came out. So we got 1 stuck here, and then on the other side, we've got all 3 of them broken off. So it is going to be time to try drilling these out and then using an extractor. I'm not optimistic. I haven't had good luck doing that. So I'm gonna put some penetrating oil on them and then heat the heck out of them, drill them out, see what we can do. If it doesn't work, I have an idea of an alternate solution that we may try. So anyways, I'm gonna get to trying to drill those out, and hopefully we can get it to work. So that way we can just use the original holes with, we'll just buy new hardware for it. But if not, I've got some ideas, but let's get to it and see what we can get done. All right, another update here. I successfully drilled all those bolts out. It was a pain in the butt. I've got to say that's probably my least favorite thing to do on projects like this, is drill broken bolts out, but got them all out. Thanks to Seth, he walked me through a little bit, gave me a couple tips on the best way to go about it, and it worked. So I've got all those out. I'm gonna have to chase some of the threads on a couple of them, but that's not a big deal. So anyways, I've got the skid plate almost all dry from the core seal, so I'm gonna let that dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm gonna paint it. Tomorrow I'm going to wire wheel the underside of the frame here and start working up into the front of the Jeep with the wire wheel. Start treating this, treating that. It's progress. I'm just happy to see things coming together. The hardware's all coming together. The stuff I'm going to be using to treat the bare metal hardware should be here tomorrow or the next day. So I'm going to do a full video on how I'm restoring the hardware, so you guys can see that. Really cool process. I've told you guys a little bit, but the finishing touches I haven't showed you guys. So I'll do a whole video on that. But I hope you guys are enjoying this build. Again, I'm just having fun with this. Like this video if you haven't yet. That really helps, and that really helps me feel like you guys are enjoying the content. So we will see you guys in the next video.